Hey, welcome back to the Video Game Brothers. That's Brother Phil. I'm Brother Andy. We are pumped for garage sale season. It's so close. I know in some parts of the country it's already underway. Up here in the Northwest, it's still pouring down rain outside. We need a nice weather Saturday, and that's going to really kick off the season. But we're super close.
It's coming. I can taste it.
It's so
I can
close.
taste it. In fact, we each have a small score to talk about.
We do, yeah. I'll start off. This is so random. My coworker / manager was giving me a ride home a couple weeks ago. My car was in the shop, and she lives kind of close, so whatever. On the way home, she starts talking about this garage sale that she's going to have this coming weekend. And I don't think much of it. Like, he kind of profiled her. She's 50-something. She has one grown daughter. And I don't know. You do a quick profile and you just kind of, they don't have any video games. I didn't even ask. I've never mentioned video games to her before in my life. And she just goes, "Oh yeah, we have stuff like a GameCube with a bunch of games with it. I was just going to sell it for like $10 or whatever." And I'm just thinking, how do I even respond to this? Like, what's my move?
Are you reading
here?
my mind,
What,
lady?
do I have a sign on my back that says "looking for GameCube games"? And I was just like, "Oh, I'll give you $10 for that." I had no idea what games were included because I didn't care. GameCube plus games for $10, I will buy sight unseen.
I'd buy a controller for $10 probably.
Yeah. So she brings the next day at work. She brings this GameCube. There were only about, I don't know, maybe 6 games with it. The 2 best games, Luigi's Mansion and I think WarioWare Inc. And then a few kind of not so good games. 4 controllers, all really nice condition. And on top of that, best of all, was a Game Boy player with a startup disc in perfect, flawless condition.
Oh, man.
All of that. Oh, and 3 Game Boy Advance games. They were all Mario Advance. Advance
still,
1,
you can do
2.
worse.
Yeah. All of that for $10. And I didn't even have to ask for it.
Man.
She just threw it out there. Like, apparently I have a sign on my back. I don't know what this is.
Sometimes luck just finds you.
Yeah.
It just does. I don't know. You do this thing long enough, it just finds you.
That's true. So
That's a great find. What a way to kick off the season when you haven't even burnt 1 calorie on going to a garage sale.
I didn't even have to. I should have asked. Hey, you got any Super Nintendo? You got any Nintendo?
You just go through the list.
Yeah.
All right. So I have an OfferUp find, which is incredibly unusual because OfferUp is just full of people asking eBay prices for all their crap.
I hate OfferUp.
I hate it so much. The guy was local. He lived in the same town I did. It took like 5 minutes to meet up with him. So here's what I saw on the ad. 3 Wii games, Mario Galaxy 2, Mario, and Xenoblade Chronicles, which obviously we all know this is a pretty valuable Wii game. And he wanted $40 for the 3 of them. So I thought, you know what? I want this for my collection. I can resell these, and effectively I would be paying a pretty small price for this.
Sure.
And so I started texting him back and forth, and he said he had some other stuff. So I thought, okay, this is worth it. I'm gonna meet up with him again, a few minutes from my house. I met up with him. He gets out of his car. He's like, "All right, I got these 3 for $40." I'm like, "What else do you have?" He opens his car door and he brings out just a short stack of DS stuff and a DS Lite. So black DS Lite, complete, really good condition. Games, Siberia, I don't know. Zelda, Phantom Hourglass. Not a big fan of it, but it has value. Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. I mean, I don't know. That's a pretty valuable game for DS. Dragon Quest 9. Dragon Quest 5. And Might and Magic Clash of the Heroes. So he brought all this out. We kind of agreed for $40 on the 3 Wii games, and I said, well, how much for everything? And I almost threw out a number. I was ready to offer him probably a good $75. I don't know. I mean, I this is a good lot.
Yeah.
And he said $50 for everything. So you could do a lot worse. I could sell this and make $50. So I was really happy about that.
Yeah.
Some sweet games add to my collection.
Absolutely.
So, here's what everyone needs if you're going to go to garage sales and you're going to buy and sell video games. Some things that you're going to need. First of all,
we sell video games.
Yes, we do.
We both collect. As you can see from this room, we're collectors, but I'm not one of these mega collectors that just buys one of every game ever made. Dude, if that's you, knock yourself out.
Sure.
That's not me. The amount of shovelware you have to have in your collection is unreal
Well,
if you're going to be that way.
Also, I don't need 9 copies of Donkey Kong Country, so
Yeah.
of course I'm going to sell the duplicates.
Yeah.
One thing you need is twist ties. So I got a gold colored. Don't ask me why. You can get this a 400 pack on eBay for like $5.
Yeah.
You're going to need twist ties. You're going to have tons of cords. You're absolutely going to need that. The other thing, I've been saving grocery bags, plastic grocery bags, all winter long. I have a huge tub full of these things. I mean, Safeway, wherever you shop, you're going to need this for packing material.
Yep.
So, twist ties, grocery bags. What else do we need?
This is a DVD mailer / like a bubble DVD mailer, I think is what they're called. It fits a standard DVD case, which also means it fits the standard video game case because they're the exact same size. Plus your DS cases, your Nintendo Switch, everything DVD or smaller.
You could fit a 64 game in there.
Yeah, you fit cartridge. I put NES and Super NES games in these kind of mailers. So this is like a brand name. I recommend I go on eBay and I buy the bulk, like real bulky, made in China, generic brand kind of thing. And I don't know what I pay. I want to say it works out to be like 10 to 20 cents each for these
That's
mailers.
really good. The Scotch brand are a little more expensive
Yeah,
than that.
this brand name is going to be a little bit more expensive.
But you're going to need these things. I mean,
You're
how many
gonna
copies
need
of
them.
Mario Galaxy 2 do you really need?
I'll put DS's in here too. Like an entire
sure.
DS
Yeah.
system will fit in here. I mean, you bubble wrap it, you protect it, you make sure it's not going to get all dented up or whatever. But yeah, these things are great. You can't have too many of these. You're going to use all of them.
If you're like us and you want to get some good footage of garage sales, so in the past, I don't know. I know you've got some spy glasses.
I got the spy glasses.
I've gone through a couple of pair. Both of them stopped working. It became really frustrating because in order to turn it on and start recording, you have to hold a button down and wait for a light to start blinking a certain color. And if it's a bright sunny day, and it always is
You
in the
can't see
summertime,
it.
you can't even see it. So I missed out on a lot of footage because I actually thought I was recording and I wasn't. So I thought, well, you know, smartphones record pretty well.
Remember back in the day, in any movie where there was someone trying to spy on someone, they were always wearing a wire. Remember that?
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
take
yeah.
their jacket off, and you're like, "Oh, he's wired."
Yeah.
Can you imagine that now?
Yeah. Like lift your shirt up. We want to see the.
Are you kidding me? Wired? Like it's a little tiny microchip is all you need.
So this is a spare smartphone that I have. I think it's a Galaxy S7. And I thought, well, what would happen if I just put it in my pocket and hit the record button? Well, you know, you bend over to look at the games, it's going to slide right out of your shirt pocket. So
I've cracked a phone screen before because I just had it in my front pocket and wasn't thinking, and I bent over and it
so I
falls
bought
to the ground.
magnetic strips on eBay. This is cheap. I don't know, $5. And they have an adhesive. You peel this off, so you can't see it. But I've got magnetic strips on the inside of this pocket now.
Okay.
So I thought, great, this phone should be metallic. It'll fit right in. Well, guess what? It's not. The back of this is not metallic. I don't know what these S7s are made out of, but it's not magnetic. So I bought these magnetic strips that stick to the back of your phone. So now I can start recording. I can put it in my pocket like this, and it's not going anywhere. I can be upside down and I can be recording people, and this phone is not leaving my pocket.
Nice.
And I don't have to worry about trying to hold a button down for 5 seconds and waiting for a green light to flash 3 times.
Perfect.
I'm going to get some really good footage. Unfortunately, it's always going to be in portrait mode. There's no way to do a landscape, whatever. I'm just not going to worry about that.
That's the trade-off.
That's just, it is what it is,
Yeah.
but it's still an HD camera.
Yeah.
And I can charge it as I get back into my car if I need to. I can charge it as I drive to the next sale. Super easy, super slick. And hey, it's just a phone. Everyone has phones in their pockets. And there's some guys who do a lot of YouTube with this kind of stuff, and they just walk around recording everything in front of everybody.
That's
And
true.
if anyone asks, they're just like, I have a YouTube channel. And no one seems to care. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's the world we live in.
I feel weird about it. That's
yeah,
just
I
me.
feel weird about it too. But
Another thing that you don't really need, but I just bought one because they're kind of cheap, is a soldering kit.
Okay.
So I bought this soldering iron at the hardware store. $20. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really powerful. It comes with some solder stuff. I don't know what it's called. I'm not really...
solder stuff.
Yeah, solder stuff.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called solder stuff.
Bob Vila over here.
Green Bean would
everyone.
be really proud of me. Anyway, I started playing through a bunch of my Super Nintendo games that I found last summer. I found all these great RPGs that, you know, there's videos on that stuff. and I started playing through them. I would get 2 hours into one of them, and then everything got erased. Put in another one. 2 hours into it, everything gets erased. And apparently that's how these old batteries go out, is that they do last for a couple of hours, and then they just erase all your stuff.
They warned us about this a long time ago. Remember back in 1988, and we looked at the back of the Zelda cart?
They warned us.
And it was like, this has a battery to back up your saves. It's only going to last like 5 years. And by the way, these have lasted way longer than they warned us they would.
Yeah, I mean, and games like Castlevania 4, for example, it's a password system. Obviously, there's no batteries, no problem at all. And I've got all these RPGs that I want to play.
You need to save
You have to save your games, and so I'll show you a couple of photos of what I did. But I'm pretty proud of myself. I mean, I bought this at a hardware store, bought some extra batteries online. They're pretty cheap, about $1 a piece. And I did it. It takes two people, unless you have the tools to hold everything together, which I don't. It does take two people, because you have to have someone to actually pull out the battery when you're melting it. Because the moment you release this, it hardens instantly.
Oh, okay.
So you can't just melt it down and then reach down and pull the battery off, because it's already hardened.
You need some vice grips or something to hold
it. Or you just need a wife. So
there,
I don't know.
There you go.
So anyway, I'm really happy about that.
Get a wife. Pro tip.
My RPGs, I'm actually playing them now, and things are saving just fine. I kind of wonder, no one else seems to talk about this much. I mean, are people actually playing their games, like Super Nintendo games?
I think most people are playing that stuff on Virtua consoles or emulators or the Super Nintendo Classic mini system or whatever. Like, I don't think there's a ton of... I mean, I know some do, but I don't think there's a ton of people that actually play the physical games on the actual system anymore.
Because I guarantee you take 10 RPGs and you start playing through them, 80% of them are going to fail. The battery's going to fail. You have to replace these things. Get yourself started. $20. I mean, I just thought they'd be a lot more expensive.
Pays for itself.
So, it pays for itself. What else do we want to talk about?
Did we mention we're really close to garage sale season?
I'm pretty excited about that. So close. What are you looking for this year?
What am I looking for? I've always been looking for Super Nintendo games, but I'm at the point now where I have almost all of them that I actually want.
I'm not too, yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'm not one of these collectors that just gets every game for a system. It's too much crap. You're going to collect that way. You're going to own, 70% utter garbage. Like, I don't know. That's not me. I don't know. Other than that, I'm really into handheld stuff that I don't already have. So any DS game or PSP or even earlier Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, all that stuff. I don't know. I'm really into handheld stuff. It takes up very little space, and I don't have a whole lot of space at my house, so that's a good thing for me. So handheld stuff. Pretty much all Wii, GameCube, Xbox, N64, all that stuff that I find, I'm probably just going to sell all of it. I already have what I want, and I'm
kind of the same. Like,
keep it.
For the Super Nintendo, I'm on the lookout for TMNT 4 Turtles in Time. That title just eluded me for some reason.
Yeah.
GameCube, I don't know. I mean, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance. What's it called? Path of Radiance, right? GameCube?
That sounds right.
It's an expensive title, and I love the Fire Emblem series. I've never played it. So, again, I want to find the game because I want to play it. I'm not looking to flip that game. I legitimately want to play that game. So there's a few things. And then, man, I'd love to find a PlayStation Vita. I know they're out there. Obviously, the system came out now, 7-8 years ago?
Yeah.
9 years ago? I don't know when it came out, but it's been out for a while, and I'd love to find one. I've never owned one, and I'd love to find one. Nice big bundle of RPGs or something would be great.
I've never owned a Vita, and I've never seen one at a garage sale.
Nope.
Not even a game, nothing, ever.
So, we'll talk about some games we've been playing. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII on the Switch. Full disclosure, first time in my life I've ever actually sat down and played through the game. I really just can't stand how it looks. It's very, very frustrating.
It looks like garbage.
At the time it came out, it blew people away. You were telling me how blown away you were back in the day.
The cutscenes blew me away in 1997. The seamless transitions from your actual gameplay to the cutscene was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. And the cutscenes themselves were just spectacular at the time.
I have a constant frustration with the game because I'm always in these areas where I don't legitimately, I just walk back and forth, and it's not very obvious where the path is. right? You'll be
I
on
know.
top of something in this 3D environment, and apparently you're supposed to walk down a ramp, but it doesn't really look like a ramp, and I end up walking back and forth and left and right, and I run into all these enemies. I just discovered you can actually turn off the random encounters, which I didn't know about at first, but it's very, very frustrating. I'm going to try to get through the rest of the game. I know I've got a long way to go. Hopefully the story will be good enough that I can forgive how ugly everything is, but I can just say right now, I'm just super frustrated with this game.
So back in the day, I was obsessed with Final Fantasy VII. I played through it many, many times. I did everything there was to do. Playing it now, these pre-rendered backgrounds are just so irritating. Because like Phil said, you can't tell where to go. It's not intuitive what you can even walk on or what direction you can move in. I still think the game holds up enough that it's still a great game, but some of its shortcomings are a little more obvious right now than they were in 1997. I will definitely admit that.
What are you playing?
I've been playing Breath of the Wild again. It's my second playthrough. I don't know. There's something about that game. Somebody once called it the legend of going to bed at a reasonable hour, and I think that's probably a more accurate title for that game.
We poured out enough praise on this game, but
yeah,
you turn it on and you just start looking around, and it's so magical. I don't know how they did it.
I was walking with my wife the other day down on a trail down by the river here near where we live, and I saw a lizard in the middle of the walk path, and it was actually dead, but I didn't realize it at first. My first reaction when I saw the lizard was like, "Ooh, I better grab that."
Is it a high-tail lizard?
Before it was a hardy lizard. Like before it gets away, I better grab that.
Because they disappear.
They scurry off,
yeah.
and then they disappear
Yeah, they
if you don't
disappear.
get them in time. Yeah. So I've been playing Breath of the Wild, a little Final Fantasy VII. Just a couple of hours. I just started it again. And
On the bright side, garage sale season is very soon.
did we mention that?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to start next Saturday, but if the weather's good, the final Saturday of April, or in the Northwest anyway, should have enough garage sales for us to...
I think if the weather is really good on Saturday, this coming Saturday, I think it'll be worthwhile to go out. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm planning. I hope.
Fingers
so.
crossed. Oh, man, I'm so excited. It's been a long winter here in the Northwest.
Man.
We had a lot of rain, and then a lot of snow, and a lot of cold, and...
We deserve this.
We do. So, good luck to everybody out there. And the next time we have a video, hopefully it'll be
a pickup video.
It'll be
a pile of
huge
Super
pile.
Nintendo
I'm going to
games.
find more Earthbounds this
Yep,
year.
More Earthbounds.
Yep.
You heard it here first.
Yep.
Yep.
Good luck, everybody.
All right. The end.
Are we done?
Is that it?